The envelope lay in front of me like a trap, unmarked, thin, weightless, yet it carried enough gravity to shift the ground under me. The waiter leaned closer, his voice low. "Sir, the gentleman at the bar asked me to give you this. He said, it's urgent." I glanced across the room. A man sat alone at the bar, shoulders hunched, staring into his drink. He never turned toward me, never acknowledged me. I tried to laugh it off. What is this, some kind of joke? The waiter's eyes darted nervously to where my wife had gone, to the bathroom, or maybe on one of her endless phone calls. Then he whispered, "He told me to tell you this. Find a lawyer and divorce your wife immediately." My chest hollowed. The din of clinking glasses and muted piano music blurred into static. "Why?" I asked, too softly. The waiter placed his hand on the envelope, sliding it toward me. He said, "You'd understand when you see this." My hands were steady when I picked it up. Too steady, as though my body had gone numb before my mind had caught up. I opened it, and in that instant, everything I thought I knew about the woman across the room, her smile, her vows, her promises, collapsed into silence. Inside was a single photograph, grainy, taken from a distance, but undeniable. Her, my wife, wrapped around a man who was not me. The date scribbled on the back was only 2 weeks ago. A hotel I recognized, a place she said she'd gone for a work conference. I stared until the edges blurred. My pulse never spiked. My hands never shook. I simply understood. The man at the bar never turned his head, but I felt the weight of his presence. Whoever he was, he had handed me a blade, and I couldn't yet see who he wanted me to cut. My wife returned a few minutes later, all smiles, her perfume trailing like smoke. She sat down, brushed her hand over mine, and said nothing about the envelope already hidden inside my jacket. I nodded, smiled back, and lifted my glass to her. Because the only thing more dangerous than betrayal was letting the betrayer believe you hadn't seen it. I became a shadow in my own home, quiet, watching, waiting. She laughed the same, touched me the same, but I noticed the fractures now. The late-night messages, the sudden showers, the subtle shift of her body when her phone lit up. I didn't accuse her, I didn't rage. I documented. Phone records, GPS logs, credit card receipts. A ledger of deceit. The hardest part wasn't what I found. It was pretending not to know. At dinner, I'd listen as she spoke about her day. I'd nod, smile, sip my drink, while in my pocket, my phone vibrated with yet another call from the same hidden number. I began to wonder about the man at the bar. Was he her lover, or someone else entangled in her lies? His warning wasn't kindness, it was strategy. He wanted me to see, to act. But why? I didn't care. The truth was enough. So I waited. Let the evidence pile high enough to bury her with a whisper. The DNA results arrived on a Wednesday morning, a swab I'd taken discreetly one night when our son had fallen asleep with his toothbrush in his hand. The results said what my gut had already whispered. He wasn't mine. A stillness fell over me, colder than grief. Grief was human. This was something else. That night I set the report on the kitchen table. Just the paper, nothing else. When she came home, heels clicking against the tile, she saw it before she saw me. She froze. Her hands trembled when she picked it up. Her lips parted, a stammered sound escaping. I stayed silent, watching. She looked at me, tears already gathering. "Please, I can explain." But explanations require innocence, and she had none. I simply asked, "Who is he?" Her face collapsed. Whatever mask she had worn for years cracked into nothing. She wept, pleaded, reached for me. I didn't flinch. The next morning, I called my lawyer. Calm, efficient. When she realized what I was doing, panic set in. She clung to me, screamed, cursed, begged. She tried to weaponize every memory, every promise, every false smile we had built our lives upon. I didn't flinch. The next morning, I called my lawyer. Calm, efficient. When she realized what I was doing, panic set in. She clung to me, screamed, cursed, begged. She tried to weaponize every memory, every promise, every false smile we had built our lives upon.